What is up, Rum Hut Nation? It's your boy Nick, back again with another video. Coming to you from the bar, where I'm sure a lot of you guys are right now, drinking away our sorrows after another defeat to BC. And now we're on bye. So I thought this is a perfect time to come in and talk a little bit about the season, what's going wrong, what I think they should do, and I want you guys to comment down below and tell me what you think, what needs to change, what they need to go forward. Maybe you think nothing needs to change, or they just need to play better. I disagree, but that's why we're here, right? We don't have all the answers, but we want to talk about it anyways. So without further ado, I want to get into sort of what we're seeing recently, what changes I would like the team to make, um, how I see the rest of the season going, and what I believe our outlook is for the rest of the season. I've been a little bit, obviously, not consistent with my uploads. So um, I just I try to make videos whenever I can, and I have some time, so I'm happy to do it. And I'm going to try to be as consistent as I can. So if you guys can hit the subscribe button, it'd be very much appreciated. So the first thing I want to talk about is what I think is kind of the main concerns about the team, and why we look a lot different than we have in years past, and through all the 5 years of straight Grey Cups appearances. Well, I think it comes down to just realistically, it's our players aging out and maybe not giving chances to younger players. Um, giving big contracts to guys who maybe they earned it in one season and we didn't want to get rid of them, and now they're not quite what we thought they were going to be. But I think it also boils down to just it's something to with the scouting. Like you look at some of these teams, and every year, like they can pull a new quarterback out, or they can get a guy like a running back that's a top talent, a new top talent, um, and somehow their offenses just always keep clicking, and they can move the ball, and it's more exciting. And I just find we can't do that unless we get a guy like Zach Collaros, which is not going to happen often. Um, it's just not going to click for us. I feel like when was the last time, and I said this in previous episodes, when was the last time that Winnipeg's really developed a quarterback? Drew Brown was the last guy, and he clearly is not that good. Maybe he's just not, used to the offense, or he's not familiar with the guys. I really don't know the answer personally. A lot of it does seem to be, due to a lot of the offensive line performance. Like it doesn't matter who was back there. It could have been it could have been anybody, and sometimes there's just no time. And you look at like a guy like Stanley Bryant, like he's been awful. Like he needs to go, and he should have been gone even before, like last year. As much as we love the guy, like they got rid of the wrong guy. They should have kept Hardrick and let go of Stanley Bryant, in my opinion. Um, there's some old guys who have been good, like Willie Jefferson. He's been really good. Um, he's been a bright spot on the offense. But I think as a whole, I think that there's some guys who we've shown a lot of loyalty to that just haven't produced. Whether that's their fault or if it's somebody else's fault. Like Brady, he hasn't been great at all. He's been okay. Has he gotten maybe as many touches as we want him to get? Hard to say. I mean, like everyone says, "Oh, you got to run the ball, run the ball." Well, it's very easy to say to run the ball after when you're not making the one making the calls. Like if you're 2nd and 6, I mean, it's not that easy to say just run the ball, because if you run the ball and you don't get it, you look like an idiot. You look stupid because like, well, why are we running it? Why are like you got to pass past the sticks to get the first down oftentimes. And if you run it every time on first down, you the defense knows exactly what's happening. It's not the NFL. It's something you have to understand. Like with the NFL, you have a lot more flexibility with the play calling. Like you can't be you have so much more options. Like you have three downs. If first down, say you got 5 yards. Well, second down, you can do anything. You can throw the ball, you know, you could go take a deep shot. You could just go to first down, check down. You could run the ball. You could throw a screen. You could do anything. But with in the CFL, if it's 2nd and 5, it's harder to make the decision to run the ball because if you don't get it, you're kind of, or you get a 1 or 2 yard gain. Well, now you're punting, right? So it's a lot more. It's a lot trickier. It's one of the things that I like about the NFL is you have a lot more ability to be a little more creative with play calling, but um, that's it works both ways. Like at the end of the game, sometimes if you only have 2 minutes left and you only have two downs to kill on defense, well, you have lots of time, right? Other on the shoes on the other foot, you they have four tries, right? So I just kind of I understand. That's why I don't really like. Oh, why is the offensive coordinator doing this or that? I really don't blame the offensive coordinator at all. It's I think a lot down to just the play on the field of how the guys are performing. The offensive line's been not very good in my opinion. And even when we do run the ball, he's not. They're not making a ton of room for Brady. Not a lot of time in the backfield. Like they got Caleros killed almost. And uh, and then just basically like not giving Drew Brown a lot of time. Drew Brown making bad choices. I mean, some of that may have come down to the bad offensive line. So the offense, I just don't think has been very good. On the other side, the defense, I think they've been awful as well. I don't think that they're that bad. Um, I think there's a lot of giving up that's happening, like in terms of like maybe they see the offense throws four picks. They're like, oh fuck, sorry, pardon my language, but they they see that and they're like, well, we got no chance, right? We're on the field all the time. Our offense is turning the ball over, not trying to give us any good field position, and giving them the ball at in our end of the field every time, and so. I see it that way. I think that they have been getting like decent amount of pressure on the quarterback, but there's always that debate of like the coverage. The coverage is oh, it's too soft. Well, I mean, you could either play really close up and possibly get burnt deep, or you can stay with the receiver. I feel like the defense they do play and they have been playing for the past 5-6 years. They give too much of a cushion to receivers. I think that's a better way to say it. They're you know they're giving guys like 5-6 yards off the line of scrimmage. I think they're afraid to get beaten deep, which I mean is understandable, but at the same time you can't be giving up um, those easy completions for a first down. You even saw it happen last game with a rookie quarterback. He just making easy completions for first downs whenever he had some time, and a lot of times he made time for himself by avoiding the pressure with his legs, and getting out there and completing passes. So it was a double edged sword. Like we couldn't stop him on through the air. He was making good decisions, not really forcing anything. And then they were also running the ball extremely well, and just a couple big runs, and it looked like guys missing tackles and like that kind of thing. I don't think that's. I think it's not a talent issue. It's just like a try effort, and other teams giving more effort than we are for some reason, which doesn't make any sense. You're playing in front of your home fans, 32,000 people, when the other team has maybe, they play in a stadium that's, you know, from the 80s, and they draw about 10,000 fans. So I don't understand why who has more motivation. I guess maybe the other team, it's like their chance to show, and their chance to shine and play in the big, under the big lights in the new stadium and a bunch of people. That might be something where other teams that come into Winnipeg and they're like, oh wow, this is like the big time, right? And they like, oh, I want to show what I can do. Maybe there's a part of that. I have been seeing recently a lot of people, like a lot of players. I think it was, what team was that? Toronto? Is that Toronto? I can't remember. Who was the guy who got ejected and then basically was like taunting the crowd? Well, you don't see that in other stadiums where they're taunting the crowd and doing all that because the other team doesn't really care that much about the crowd. They're not making that much of a noise. They're, not heckling them. I feel like it gives the other team a bit of a motivation to come and play here, where we need to make it so difficult for them to play here. And I mean, pretty taxing on our guys too to do that. So it's a catch-22. You got guys who come in, they're like really want to make a statement, um, and this is their one game they pencil on the calendar. It's like, well, this is going to be a sold out crowd, and it's going to be my time to shine. So it seems like it's almost been working in our disadvantage. I want to talk about Mike O'Shea. I So I was at the game on last week. I think it was Thursday, um, and you know, first two drives, awesome drives, got us down right into like I think it was the 20 within the 20-yard line, or even I think one of the drives was within the 10-yard line. Third and 1 or 2 or whatever, field goal. I text my friend right then. I'm like, you know what? This is gonna come back to bite us. I know that. I know for a fact it will. Next thing you know, they make a drive. They come back down the field. They're already like we got 6 points, but who cares? They score one touchdown. They're already up. You've got to seize your opportunities. And I just think that Mike O'Shea is way too conservative. I don't think he understands football that well. Like I think he knows how to play it, but the strategic aspect of like when you need to go for it, or um, when you call certain plays, or how you take advantage of things, and like there's certain examples like like for example, okay, so second and first down, Brady runs for 9 yards. Okay, so it's 2nd and 1. What does he do? Quarterback sneak. That is the most brain dead play call I've ever seen, and it's not, and I don't think that's coming from the coordinator. I really don't. I think these short yardage things, he's the one who says either we're going for it or we're not. And I mean, if it is, then I don't know. I always what I always like to do is I don't like to put blame right on the offensive coordinator. The offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator are answering to the head coach. The head coach at the end of the day gets to say we're doing this or we're doing that, and if he doesn't like it, you're gone. That's basically exactly how it goes. I'm a big fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers in the NFL, and I've gone through this for years. Mike Tomlin could do no wrong. Okay, it was always the coordinator's fault. Coordinator didn't do this. Coordinator made this bad call. Coordinator not aggressive enough. Coordinator didn't run enough. Well, guess what? The head coach, if he really was on top of his game and knew what was happening, and he's got to say, here, on 2nd and 1, we're not quarterback sneaking. We're going to go and take a shot deep or take a shot 20 yards down the field, even hand off the ball to Brady. Like maybe he breaks one for 5, 6, 7, 8 yards, maybe more, because then the playbook is open up. Like the reason why it makes me so angry is because when it's 2nd and 1, you can do anything. You could do a QB sneak if you wanted to, if you really needed that 1 yard, and then maybe, whatever. But you can throw the ball deep. You can, because if it's an incompletion, like, or throw the ball away if you don't have anybody open, it's still 3rd and 1. You can still go for it. Even 3rd and 2. And the Bombers have been like perfect with short yardage. So why are they worried? Like second down, we've got to like go. We got a quarterback sneak. I just think there's a lot of plays that are left on the field where we could be more aggressive, and I think that can turn the game. Like you see other teams take so many shots downfield. Like how many do we take? Not very many. Like not very many at all. I think it's a couple parts. A lot of it is protection. I don't think we, protect well enough to give our quarterbacks a chance to, let the play develop and throw the ball downfield. The quarterback play's not been really that good enough. They just haven't made right decisions and throwing all these picks, so they don't trust the quarterback to make, big plays. and maybe they're not calling it. We don't have the all 22, so I can't see, um, I can't see the whole play, right? Like you'd have to rewatch it. Like even if you rewatch the game, you can't see what's happening downfield, which is really unfortunate because a lot of times when you're watching the all 22 and like with NFL, you can see exactly what happened on the route. Like, oh, this route broke down, perfect coverage, or he didn't, he ran a bad route, or any number of things, right? Or safety was over here and he looked it off, and there's so many different possibilities that you can really see. So unless you're at the game and you've got like, I don't know, what recording it, I guess, and watching the quarterback and the receivers at the same time like this, I don't think it's possible. So we just have to speculate, and that's how I usually like to go through these things. It's like I never like to give like oh, this is the problem. But I right now I honestly think like I just think that Michael Shea's too loyal, and he's also too conservative. Like it's just the same thing every year, no matter what. I can assure you, even if they went and got, I don't know, some big shot offensive coordinator from somewhere else, or he just won the Grey Cup, I guarantee it'd be the same thing because they won't change anything. They won't change the way the offense runs. He's still in control. And to what degree, I don't know. But I think that a real head coach should have these type of conversations, like, hey, when we're in 2nd and 1, or like it's um this situation, I prefer this kind of play personally, right? And that if I was a head coach, I would say the same thing. I'd be like, hey, 2nd and 1, there's no quarterback sneaking. That shouldn't even be in the playbook, right? um you know and I think those type of things, like a head coach should be, that's a very important down, right? You need to be on top of it. um and and yeah, that's kind of the way I see it. I personally, if you want my personal opinion, I think that Mike O'Shea should, if they don't make it past the first round of the playoffs and at least get to the conference finals, I think he's got to go. There's no way you run it back again, um, and just hope for the best, like that he's going to change everything. Like it's something, you know. There was like Wally Buono was really good at this. He would, back when he was with BC, he could see, and he was ruthless. He could see when a player was losing it, and he would cut them. And everyone's like, "What the hell? Like this guy's so great. He was an all-star. Well, he's the 30 some years old. We don't want to pay him that much money. See ya, right?" And then they go and recruit another guy and replace him with a guy just as good, or somebody almost as good. That's something that I think that we haven't gotten past. Like, yeah, sure, we've lost some guys, but not to our own volition, right? Like, how many guys have we really just said see you later, right? Like Kenny Lawler, we tried to get him. Um, that would hindsight, that would have been a good signing. Um, but all the guys we've lost are all guys that we wanted, right? There's no older guys that we cut and they didn't come back. Maybe Hardrick, I don't really know. Um, that would have been a mistake to let him go, but we should, there's a few guys, right? Like there's a few guys who I think you could easily say, hey, we're overpaying these guys right now. We could probably find better or equally as good, um, with younger players. There are some players that you just can't let go. Like, I mean, Brady Oliveira would be would be an example. I think he's still got it, and he's still one of the best running backs in the league. But I think that without a great off passing game, I think it's very difficult for him to get a lot of space to run. They can stack the box a lot. They can blitz. So I think that's kind of my take on that. As for, and then also, oh, sorry, I missed the biggest one, Zach Collaros. I think he's also done. Like I think he should have been cut a long time ago, and then they could have went and got like a Vernon Adams, right? Like a Vernon Adams, I find is is a lot better quarterback. Like whether you think that at his peak he was better, no, like doesn't matter, right? We could have gone last year, got Vernon Adams, and I think with this offense with Vernon Adams, it'd be a lot better than it is now. I mean, if you think differently, I honestly want to know why. I want to know why you think that, say Vernon Adams, who was a free agent, is not better than Zach Collaros. Just I think you're just wrong, just flat out wrong. Okay, yeah. So basically, I don't know. For the rest of the season, I'm not really super excited. I do think that if Collaros comes back, we will be better, or hopefully better. We'll see like how he recovers from his injury, but it's really going to be difficult. I think regardless of whether he comes back or not, the biggest thing is going to be like it's coming up soon. Labor Day is going to be huge. Boundary Bowl is going to be huge. If we can play really well in those games and win those games, I think that completely changes the season. If we somehow pull out a win at Labor Day, I think that there's a chance. Like I actually do. I know I've just been dooming for a little while and saying it's over, but I think if we can go into Regina, win on Labor Day, we come back and win in Winnipeg on the Banjo Bowl, it's totally different. I think that this season's completely changed, and I just think that we are back on track. Lots of things can change. Just remember, I just think that maybe with a bit of time off, maybe our guys are getting a bit tired because they played a bunch of games in a row. The bye week will help. So yeah, that's basically all I really want to talk about today. Oh, sorry, I had one more thing. I just wanted to talk. Actually, no, I kind of did talk about um, sort of like all our recruiting. Like, I think that the recruiting absolutely needs to change. Whether Kyle Walters needs to go next season or what needs to happen. Like I don't know what the alternative would be. So I can't really speak to that. Like I don't know who would replace Walters and like if you replace Walters, I think you obviously replace O'Shea. But that's just speculation because we don't know who's available, and we also, I mean, we don't know how the season's going to play out. It's not over yet. I think that there is lots of runway. I think our team was not playing bad before Collaros went out. They weren't great, but it wasn't as bad as the last couple of games have been. So hopefully, Collaros is back after the break, and I'm gonna make another video, probably a pre-game video for the or a preview video for the next game. I don't know who they're playing. Let's just quickly check. Winnipeg Blue Bombers. So we play the Red Blacks. So this could be a good comeback or a bounce back game. So if we win this game, brings us back, I think, close to 500, and then we get the Elks. So that might be a tricky one, but yeah. Yeah, we're coming into kind of the meat of the season here. We got Red Blacks, Elks, Owls, Riders twice. So those 4 games are gonna be make or break for the season. So buckle up, guys. I think we absolutely need to win against the Red Blacks. And then, yeah, we're gonna have to at least win 2 of those 4 against the Elks, Owls, and Riders. So, hopefully 3, but 2 at the minimum. So, thank you very much, guys, for watching, and hang out with me at the Rum Hut again. I know I'm not actually at the Rum Hut. I am at a actual bar right now, in my gamer chair or my office chair. So, thank you once again, guys. Go Bombers, and I hope we can turn this around. Peace.